Welcome back, class. Last session, we used the properties of parallelogram to find the unknown angles and sides. Today, we're going inside the parallelogram and looking at two important ideas, the height and diagonals. And that is our session for today. Now, I want you to look at this tilted parallelogram. If I asked you to find its height, which side would you choose? Many students immediately point to the slanted side, and now what they're going to do is to find out if that is correct. So, is the slanted height the same as the height? Absolutely not. The height is not the same as the slanted side. So, today, that is our goal. It's not simply to memorize a segment, but we need to understand what makes a segment a height. First, we're going to identify the perpendicular height of a parallelogram. Second, distinguish height from a slanted side. We also want to use the Pythagorean theorem to find an unknown height and use the diagonal bisection to find unknown segments. And finally, solve algebraic equation involving diagonal segments. So, what does perpendicular mean? So let's recall one word that will be important throughout today's session. So perpendicular lines, and that is meeting at 90 degrees. The symbol is this. An example would be that AB or line segment AB is perpendicular to line segment CD. Okay, so that's what a perpendicular mean. Now, ang gagawin natin is to identify the parts of the specified parallelograms carefully. So, here we have the labels. So, we have the parallelogram ABCD. First things first, that AB or line segment AB, we all know that that is parallel to line segment DC, right? After that, we choose DC as the base. So, this is the base, okay? And also, AF is drawn from A to F. Okay, so we draw an imaginary line here to represent a line. And after that, F lies on DC. So the F created here, and that would lie to the line segment DC. Okay, so which is our base. So therefore, AF is perpendicular to DC. And the measurement angle AFD, the measurement angle AFD, this one would be equal to 90 degrees as well. Okay, so that's how to read the diagram correctly. So let's have a perpendicular height. The height is the perpendicular distance between the chosen base and the opposite parallel sides. What does it mean? For this diagram, yung DC natin ay equal sa base. Again, yung DC natin, that would be our base. Yung AF, that would be our perpendicular height. And then AD would be our slanted side. Then DF is our base segment. Okay, so that's the part of our perpendicular. So therefore, AF is the same as height to the base of the C. AF is the same as the height to the base of the C. So now, i-label naman natin yung mga to. So AB would be the opposite base. Ayan. This is our opposite base. DC is our base here. And then AF is our perpendicular height, AD is slanted height, and DF is the base segment. Take note of it because we're going to use that in the next part of our video. So at F, we all know that AF is perpendicular. This AF, okay, this AF is perpendicular to the, it's a line, so DC. Okay, so you get the point. AF as well is perpendicular to AB as well. Okay, so measurement angle AFD is equal to 90 degrees. These are the things that you need to understand in our topic. So remember, the height is the same as perpendicular distance. So now let's have a given uh, board work here. So we have the parallelogram ABCD. This time we're gonna have our number. So AD is equal to 15 centimeter, which is here, the slant height. And then DF is 9 centimeter, and then AF is the missing part. So since we all know that AF is perpendicular to DC, and the measurement angle AFD is 90, we all know that we can create a right triangle here. Ito yung right triangle na tinutukoy natin. So, ADF is a right triangle. At kung yan ay right triangle, may gagawin tayo dyang formula. So, what we're going to do is to find what should be the AF. So, since we have the given, so these are the given, what we're going to apply is the Pythagorean theorem. So since this is a right triangle, we will use the Pythagorean theorem. So the sum of the square of the two sides, so which is the AF, so this AF, okay, the square of that, plus the square of DF is equal to the longest side, which is the AD, okay, the square of the longest side. So what we're going to do is to simplify or to substitute the AF. What is AF? AF is H, which is H squared. So napalitan natin yung AF ng height. Okay? So pinalitan natin ng AF ng H. Plus, yung DF natin dito, alam natin na 9 na yan. So 9 centimeters, it will become 9. 9 squared equals AD. AD is 15. So it will become 15 squared. So, missing dito is the height, which is yun yung goal natin. So, what we're going to do next is to copy first the square of height plus 9 squared. 9 squared is 81 equals 225, the result of 15 squared. Then, for us to simplify that, so we have 8 squared, subtracting both sides by 81, lipat mo sa 81 sa kabila, 225 minus 81, that's going to be 144. Okay, so therefore the height is equal to square root of 144. For us to eliminate the square here, we get the square root of both sides. Okay, so square root of 144, the height is, type it in calculator, that will become 12 because 12 times 12, that is 144. Square root of 144 is 12 centimeter. Therefore, ang AF natin, itong AF na nawawala, is equal to 12 centimeter. So that would be the missing perpendicular height. So we want to check the measurement. So we have AD equals 15, slanted height yon. DF is 9, yan yung base segment, and AF is 12, that would be the perpendicular height. Okay? So therefore, AF is perpendicular to DC. Measurement angle AFD is equal to 90. Okay? Bakit? Kasi height must be perpendicular. So here, the key property naman, pagdating sa diagonal bisection is, ang diagonal of a parallelogram bisect each other. So what does it mean? So yung AE, itong nagkaroon tayo ng diagonal dito na dalawa. So yung AE na to, so this measurement, okay? So gawin natin siyang highlight na lang para, so this measurement, okay, is the same as this measurement, okay? Parehas lang daw po yung measurement nila. So another one, this BE, this measurement, okay, is the same as this measurement. So, they are equal as well. So, may mga mali lang sa marking pero I want you to take note of it. So, here, ang importanteng kailangan natin malaman is bisect means dinivide natin yung segment na yan into two, dalawang congruent segment. Kumbaga yung line, kumbaga para ka may stick na dinivide mo sa dalawa, na equal dapat yung dalawang stick na yon pag dinivide mo. Okay? So, now, given the fact that we have AE, 8 centimeter, since the diagonal bisect each other, ang AE natin is equal to EC. Therefore, ang EC natin, alam natin na ang sagot is 8 centimeter as well. So, kung gusto mong kunin yung full diagonal, i-add mo lang yung dalawang yon. So, AE plus EC is equal daw sa AC. Okay? So, yung AC na yan yung full diagonal. Yung full line. So, ibig sabihin yung AC natin, that is equal to 8. Yan yung AE. 8 din naman yung EC. That is equal to 16 centimeter. So, yung full diagonal natin is 16 centimeter. Okay? So, now, in a parallelogram ABCD, let's have a diagonal intersect at E. Sabihin natin, ang AE natin is for y minus 3. Tapos, ang EC natin is 2y plus 9. Okay? So, what they're going to do is to know the fact that since the diagonal bisect each other, AE is equal to EC. Therefore, ang 4y minus 3 ay equal dapat sa 2y plus 9. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, we have to solve for y. Para ma-solve natin ng y, subtract tayo ng 2 both sides. Okay, kaya siya naging 2y. Yung 4y minus 2y, that is 2y. Then, ito, since negative 3 yan, add tayo ng 3 both sides. So, magiging 9 plus 3 na yan, that is 12. So, dividing both sides by 2, matitira is y equals 12 divided by 2, that is 6. Okay? So, ang y natin ay equals to 6. Hindi pa tayo matatapos dyan. Continue natin ang work. Since ang y natin is equal to 6, alam natin yung AE. That is 4 times y. Magiging 6 na siya ngayon, minus 3. So, yung 4 times 6, that is going to be 24 minus 3. Ang AE ngayon ay equals to 21. Paano naman ang EC? Alam natin ang EC kanina, 2 times y, magiging 6 na, plus 9. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 9. That is going to be EC 21. Okay? So, 21 si AE, 21 si EC. Dapat talaga, based on the properties, parehas po dapat yan. Kasi they are, this diagonal bisect each other. So, if you want to check AE is equal dapat kay EC, that is equal to 21. Same. Full diagonal. Para mahanap yung full diagonal, yung AC, add mo lang, 21 plus 21. Okay? That is equal to 42 units. So, now, in property, as we know the process, ang una natin ginawa, identify natin kung anong property yon. Pangalawa, ni-write natin yung relationship nila, sinubstitute yung given values, sinolve, chinek, at nag-conclude tayo. So, in our height, perpendicular must be 90 degrees or right angle. Okay? Tapos, ito yung Pythagorean theorem to use for the right triangle. And then, for the diagonals, we have the bisect. We have this equal segments equation, and you have to solve for the missing value. Okay? So, that's it. That's how we understand that. This time, ikaw naman, try mong sagutan ito. So, we have AE is 3x minus 1. EC is x plus 7. Feel free to pause this video and try to answer, no? Bago ko ipakita sa inyo yung sagot. Okay, so assuming that natapos na kayo, I think if we have the same answer, ibig sabihin, you're getting this lesson understandable. So this is the answer for this particular you-do activity. So ideas to remember, perpendicular height. Height is the perpendicular distance to the chosen base. Therefore, ang height natin must be perpendicular to the base. At dapat ang measurement angle niya is 90. Pag sinabi naman diagonal bisection, the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Therefore, ang AE dapat is equal to EC, ang BE ay equal sa ED. Okay? So, that's it. That's the thing that we need to do. And for our exit ticket, you have to write this sa inyong mga notebook. Okay? So given the two sides of diagonals, okay, I want to find the x and I want to find the bigger diagonals here. Okay? So show your solution and show your answer. In our classroom, we're gonna check that particular exit ticket. Okay? So that's it. If you have questions, you can feel free to comment this in this video. And if you really understand and if this lesson resonated with you, kung naintindihan ninyo, I want you to comment the one thing na naintindihan po ninyo at na-appreciate nyo dito sa topic natin ngayon. Okay? So next part is our performance task. I will be sending you to the performance task by next week. Thank you for listening. See you sa ating classroom. Ingat kayo palagi.